Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be with you. This is going to be our last stream before Christmas. It's almost Christmas, my goodness. It's also the solstice, so the days are finally going to get longer. Yay! I don't like the cold dark of the winter, especially if it's not snowing. But we also have some new emotes. KTC has found them already. But got a new chat for Rotterdam and for GEC. Now you might be wondering, GEC, what's that? Well, you may remember from the stream on Tuesday of Pajama Sam, no need to be afraid when it's dark outside. There was the warning underneath the boat when he was talking about geysers saying gratuitous educational content. Well, if I tried to put all of that into a single image, it would be too small in chat for anyone to actually read, and that's a problem. So I decided to come up with the acronym and make it an animated emote because I have tons of animated slots, but I only have one non-animated slot open right now, and I know what I want to do for that, so I have to save it. But then I also thought, you know what? Rotterdam is a daily thing here. It should have its own emote, and I figured, you know what? We'll also make it animated, so I figured Rotterdam in the same way I do the intros. Thought it was perfect. I'm happy with it. So, but we're going to be diving into the Stanley Parable because, as my tweet said, nothing says Christmas like existential dread. So I have no idea if this is going to recall where I last played this years ago or if it's going to start fresh. So let's find out. This is indeed a story about a man named Stanley. Get that mouse off of there.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
No one called a meeting. This is a great day.
At the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I am going to check something really quickly. I forgot to put on closed captioning. Okay, so he left his office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, and I guess, yeah, spacing is important because you created some interesting stuff going on there in chat, Kit. So, let's head to the meeting room. Hello? Anyone? I hope I'm going the right way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No particular reason for Stanley Parable at this time of year, just wound up fitting the slot of the schedule pretty well. But you'll see. Well, Stanley Parable is an interesting game about existentialism and free will as we continue to play it.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh, but they've got
Feeling a
good tips for
wave
not
of
getting fired.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That is not helpful. Do not let it ball up inside of you. Do not do resentment. Do not do passive aggression. This is wrong. Ah, yes. That is disturbingly accurate in meta. Well, off to see the boss. So we have to go
Coming
upstairs.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, the boss has a nice office space. Excuse me, I believe you have my red stapler.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
So I love this game because it, as we'll see, it really is a fascinating play.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Yes, there's no way that the voice of the narrator could be heard.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing
Dad,
random
Jesus
buttons
says what?
on the
Huh?
keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer
Yes, by
luck.
sheer luck, Mr.
Amazing.
Narrator.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Going down. This is an achievement.
Descending
Don't
deeper
play
into
the Stanley
vault,
Parable for 5 years?
Stanley
Yeah.
realized he felt a
Good
bit
job, me.
peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt
Well, I
more
can't wait to
free
see the
think for himself,
log cabin
to
kit.
question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, well, you'll see. You'll see. This game is not actually that long.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Recommendations for Oversight Committee. General questions asked about bucket filling. Well, pushing buttons has worked so far.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number
Wait a minute,
of an
are we
employee
427?
in the building.
Yeah, there's our office.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility
104 was
it
fired.
too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Was it?
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe.
Proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes. I was gonna get to that the Rotuda after the narration finished up. So it being the shortest day, this the gospel is the visitation, Mary going to visit Elizabeth, and John the Baptist leaping in the womb. And I reflected on that because John the Baptist is maybe 3 months developing in the womb at that point, and Christ is, only a couple weeks. It's very small in a literal sense, and yet even in that, John the Baptist leaps for joy, and just inviting us, as it is the shortest day and not a lot of light, to still find the true sun, the true light, and to encounter the joy of God in our lives, and to leap for joy when we see it. So, also really good to see you, Lizzie Loves Coffee. So if we're supposed to tear this down, I guess we go in here. This looks like a good place to find a power off button. System power. On, off.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
It got very dark.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Story over. Good stream, everyone. You have a great day and a Merry Christmas. Nope, there's more.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Haha, TV go dark.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Gives you motion sickness.
How had
That's
he
interesting.
been
You could go to
freed from
audio
the
only
machine's
step 0.
grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No
That's
longer
fair.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Let it go.
The feeling
Let it
of
go.
liberation.
No.
The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay, we were happy. And we're going to ruin that by asking questions. So that is the Stanley Parable. If you just go through it, following the narration, no questions, it's kind of weird, but it's also, what, like 10 minutes?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So let's mess
decided
around.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, yes, let's go to the meeting room. Last time we went to the left. That was it? That was the game? Oh, just wait, Kit. Just wait. That was just the beginning.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So, last time we followed the narration. We did what he said. I'm tossing that out the window.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, we didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Is the Stanley Parable a visual novel? Yeah, basically.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, we've got the
I'm not
narrator
sure
talking to us
you really
directly.
are not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Has it?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is
Or
it,
her.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I dare say the narrator's gaslighting us. So this game has many endings.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Nope, I'm not doing anything you say. Especially not in this interrogation room complete with swinging light.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
You haven't met me.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you
None of
making
these decisions
meaningful
were supposed to...
choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not
Every
noticed
choice
it
we make is
sooner?
meaningful.
You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is
You're
why
so
I've
here
been
for this
able to
essay.
make
He's
correct
great.
and incorrect choices.
Sounds just
And
like
to think
Stephen
I've been
Fry.
letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh yeah? You think you can learn me?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen
Yes,
has a choice.
gratuitous
He
educational
could spend
content.
years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic.
Well, that's not entirely true either, but
does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is
there's
not
a lot
real.
of great. See,
Allow the
this is
person
trying to
finish
present
their
choice,
thought, then
or the
provide an
narrator, I should
excuse
say. The
why you
narrator is
cannot
trying to present
continue
choice
talking.
as
Turn to a partner and practice saying, my goodness, is it
kind of like a
4:30? I'm supposed
a binary
to
of
be
either
having a back
paragon
sack
of
and crack.
goodness or completely evil. Oh, good. We get to practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful,
Can
and
you
whether
imagine
you'll
living
ever
a life
make
where you only
significant
get to make 8
contribution to
choices
the
a
world,
day?
just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce
Did this
the
just teach me
material covered in
nihilism?
this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit
I made
a
choices
choice you
so hard
made
the
just a
universe
few
is
minutes
falling
ago
apart.
and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Everything looks fine.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful,
Oh, look.
we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home
What if
as
it's not a
soon as
story,
possible
though?
before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I am not the main character of a story. And yet I have narrative. That's all I'm going to say right now. Okay, so he's giving us the chance to rewind. Back through the
Almost
calming
there.
blue.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
Yes,
choosing
exactly as
responsibly
Stanley
and
would.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, JK!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back
Oh,
in the
no.
other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh no, things are very glitched. I have done a mistake. No, things are looking normal on this side. Can I go backwards? Nope. Can I go through a ceiling vent? No, you can't even jump in this game. There's actually an achievement for trying to jump. Worrying is part of your core values. I mean...
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that?
You
What did
never asked
think
me to
was so
participate.
special
You
about
forced
seeing
me
the game
to.
undone, left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do?
You're welcome.
Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever.
Go
Reliving
everywhere.
its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
I don't think this is trolling. I think this is malicious
No, I have
compliance
to.
in a sense.
I have to shut the game down.
Because Stanley was
I have
forced
to.
into this without
I
consent.
have to.
Will crocheting solve my anxiety? No, but you'll have a lot more scarves.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish.
Oh, did
With
you have a good nap?
You, who thought you were so clever.
Yes.
Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
You're welcome.
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought
But I'm not
hadn't even occurred to
Stanley.
you,
I'm
had
an
it?
actual person.
That
We've
there's
established
a world
that.
outside of you. You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
So the premise
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
is that we are
That
Stanley.
means choosing
We are employee
responsibly
427 at
and
this
always
company.
putting the story first.
That is the premise.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
I would listen to the
Stanley
nice
came to
narrator.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's see how annoyed we can make this guy.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh, it's this. Whoop.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
When Stanley came to the door, he entered blindness. Well, begin the game again. It's kind of like Groundhog Day.
All
The
of his
coffee keeps
coworkers
arriving
were
mysteriously
gone.
on your porch.
What could it mean? Stanley decided
We're not
to
all
go
so
to the
lucky.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm actually going to follow him this time up to a certain point. Because this game has something like 20 endings, but I love...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Different actions have different impacts.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Well, let's go to the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You don't tell me what to do. This is my broom closet. I stay here now.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Except that it annoys you, narrator.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom
It's a
closet.
big broom
He
closet,
wasn't
by the
even
way.
doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified
Not suspicious
in
at
some
all.
way.
No, perfectly
As it
normal
is,
human
he's
behavior.
literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm doing my squats. This is my
Are
gym.
you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Squats and brooms.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Then I'll
I
make it
never would have
significant.
thought to mention it.
If you play D&D, this is what it's like to be a player, and the narrator is like what it's like to be a DM.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope
XD.
your friends find this concerning.
I don't know. Do my friends find this concerning?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Rude.
And he got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug
That
money.
was...
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
The narrator is maximum rude.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion.
That's
about
my
what's
perception
going
on the
right
broom
now.
closet. That is a
You're
broom.
dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
He
The
thinks
person
I'm
at this
dead.
computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please
We've survived
remove
for
their
quite a long
corpse
time and
from
done
the
some
area
amazing things. Thank
and
you very much.
instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost.
Someone
on them.
alerts when you're by.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Do you still have an appendix, Gale? Because if you don't have one, then you don't have that weakness.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Yes, he now thinks we're separate
you can't do
human.
any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls
Ah.
to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, but I want to explore downstairs. So, it's a shame that appendices aren't something that you can get, like, prematurely removed
But Stanley
easily.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Yes,
He might
that's
be
why I
fined
ran
for
away.
that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley
Remember
pondered this,
12B4,
he began
I
to
feel
make
like that's
other
gonna be
strange
important.
Observations. For example,
Because none of the seconds
why
on
wouldn't he see
the
his
seconds and
feet
minutes
when he looked down?
on this are
Why did
not
doors
matching.
close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words
Didn't I
for
walk
it.
down the stairs
"I'm
and into the garage?
dreaming!" he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer. an
Really? They think
explanation.
it's... I
His
thought it had just been
coworkers
ruled
weren't
out that it's
actually
like, it's
gone.
entirely useless.
He wasn't going
Fascinating.
to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
It's a valid question.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Oh, we're getting meta.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact
Wait,
a
there was
dream.
no car that time.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
The more I
He
looped in
felt
that,
the cool weight of
the
the
rooms
blanket
started
on
getting
his skin.
a little
The press of the mattress
off
on his
in
back.
the incorrect order.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up.
Yeah, meta narrations, while
I'm
people
through
chat
with
about
this dream.
appendices, is
I
pretty
wish it
normal,
to
I
be
feel.
over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Yes, and the
It's
patron
all
saint
I
of coffee
want.
is Saint Drogo,
I want
also
my
patron saint of ugly
apartment
people.
and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nope, everything is not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Boop. Because
This is the
Drogo was
story
incredibly
of
ugly.
A woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered
Wait,
her
Mariella.
belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who
Mariella,
had stumbled through
apparently.
town talking and
The only other
screaming to
human being
himself,
we've seen so
and
far.
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what
The
is real
connection to
and
coffee is
what
that he'd
isn't.
stay up all night watching the
It was
flocks.
comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That's not the appropriate response to seeing a body. The appropriate response is calling 911 or your country's emergency number. As the IT crowd once put it, 01118-275 or whatever. You know what? I'm not playing your game. I'm staying in the office. Closing the office door locked it. I'm trapped. I may have done a whoopsie doodle. Kit has redeemed a father joke. Have you ever traveled by flying carpet? I think it might be a bit of a rugged experience. I have no idea about that, Lizzie Loves Coffee. That's a great question. It would make sense. Hello? I'm ready to play. Well, apparently that is a non-ending to just lock yourself in the office. I don't know why I hated that Lizzie Loves Scott. That is way lower on the symbols than other messages. Maybe it's because they're not Twitch emotes? I don't know. Occasionally Moobot still surprises me with little... Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Moobot, I'm still, you know, even having streamed for over a year now, I'm still learning Moobot's sort of particular quirks. So I just did something that I didn't think was even possible. I walked backwards as soon as I got into the room with 2 doors, and this happened. Hello? Hello? I would like to... No? Yeah! Finding glitches.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I suppose finding glitches is a form of educational content. How not to play the game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I want to go back to the boss's office because there's a lot going on there.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to... Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs.
I love that he remembers what you've done in previous loops. Ooh, executive bathroom. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. I don't think you're supposed to be eating the money. You no longer believe this is a real business? I don't know, it seems perfectly normal to me. Why would you do that to a panda bear? Why is that the business strategy? Let's go up. Let's see if there's a helicopter on the roof. Who says I'm not Cave Johnson? How? How long is this elevator ride? Uh-oh. No, that's a problem. We've already been here. How did we press up and it went up and then we got to the... Nope. I'm going down. No, down. Down. There we go. Darn illusion of choice. This elevator, this is not an elevator. It's just a room that like vibrates. The illusion of choice when you had to go through choice remediation is so fitting. Yeah. It's a music box.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean?
Oh, look, Chianti.
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly,
I did the
simply
12B
pushing random
for
buttons
there
on
and
the
nothing
keypad,
happened.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
But I have an idea.
passageway.
There were a bunch of computers with buttons. Fall and break your legs? Nah, you have to do that in the route when you go to the door on the right. That is an actual ending, just falling off the platform and unaliving yourself, as they say on TikTok.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, he read escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
You can't scare me, narrator. You've lied before. You're unreliable.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Well, we all have to confront our death at some point. Okay, this is
As
not...
the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence.
Martyrdom, here we come.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I'm a hide.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But that didn't happen, and that's not the normal narrator. Hello? Yes, that is what I am playing.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Look, it's a model.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
It's the two choices room. We've hit a meta level of a whole new kind. Oh, good. Nature paintings. I feel much calmer now. It looks like home. Oh, look, buttons. Haha, they make sounds. Well, there's the voice staff. Yes, that's the boss's office, which is how we got here. This feels like the museum game White Spaces all of a sudden.
Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible?
Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are clips that are taken, not used in the final game. Oh, interesting. We really did just find the dev room. The game has not started over yet. We kind of stumbled into the back rooms. Freedom ending. Hey, we did that. It's the follow the countdown desk. We have not done the countdown. I feel like we were supposed to find this much later after doing other endings, because there's like Zending. Depicts an early version of the ending known as Zending, which is cut and merged with another part of the game. This is also non-Euclidean space. Rooms are folding into each other in ways that they wouldn't in our space. Okay, so number one option. You can obey, get to the staircase, you can disobey, and get to maintenance. So this is giving you secrets about other ways that you can go. So there's a way into maintenance. There's a hidden entrance in. There's a vent to the confusion ending. And another way into the confusion ending. Cool. We have not found a vent actually yet. We should look for that in this next run. Oh, there's the phone. Let's see if we can find a way out of this area. Oh, look, it's our office. It's different versions of the office. The point is to win. The point is to lose. I don't know if there's a win or loss condition. Let's go looking for a vent. So we have to disobey.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, 420.
Stanley went around
No.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Wait, we can actually see an open door over this way. So there must be some way to get to it, I imagine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No. I'm gonna breeze on through the employee lounge.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, so this must be
And so
maintenance
he
that the map was
detoured
talking
through the
about.
maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on
Yeah,
track.
maintenance. So there should be a vent in here. There's also this. Which, if we can't find the vent, is still pretty good. And some things only show up if you've done certain things in the previous run, I think. So that could affect it too.
But
This game is
Stanley didn't
weird.
want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Well, if I don't want to go left, is there another direction? There's not another direction.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Are you sure?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I'm not sure.
It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah, we got lost.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left,
Up,
right.
up, down,
Yep,
down,
yep,
left, right,
okay,
left,
okay,
right,
yes.
BA, start.
I've
That's
got it now.
the way.
This story
Okay.
is absolutely, definitely this way.
You sure? You sure? Because there's another garage door there, and I don't see the garage door here. Oh, we wound up back at the...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
No, we
Stanley,
already
close
knew
your
about
eyes.
this.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding?
Pirate?
It's all rubbish now.
464 is
Completely
pirate.
unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay.
No.
From the top.
Nope. He rebooted us.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, this time I'm actually going to go to the mind control area.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
You
Everything should
restarted
be-
incorrectly.
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move
That's okay.
the
You can
story
set it to
somewhere, or- Hold on.
audio
I'm
only if
asking
you want.
I'm
kid.
the one who wrote the story. was right here just
Should
a
be in
minute
like the
ago.
settings
I
wheel.
know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then.
But
it's an
we
adventure.
oopsie
Come,
daisy
Stanley,
pretty
let's
hard.
find the story.
Yeah, we're all going to be looking for this story together, aren't we? So we know where these two go. Can I go through the chair? No, I can't go through the chairs. I think this is what I saw. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself.
I'll
Wow.
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over
Wait, I
again.
just looped.
But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No, I was still exploring.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, good. Now there's
Okay,
no
yeah,
doors.
It's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
How
Why
did
don't
you
we
mess
go
this up
back
this
the other
badly,
direction
narrator
and see
man?
if we missed anything.
Oh, that poor coffee.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The
No.
story. Here
My
it
office
comes.
should be right here. More non-Euclidean space.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I have been trying that, Mr. Narrator Man. This keeps getting worse.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
You've
Is
brought
this
me
the
to your
story?
creepy attic.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Go us.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some
I would
people win
disagree.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Gale has redeemed a father joke. I accidentally... Sorry. I accidentally got hit in the head by a soda, but it's okay. It was a soft drink.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How
Yes,
simple
I made
is
people
that?
dizzy. Well, he said follow the line.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
This
Here's
is...
a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act
What
of
if the
moving
destination was the
forward,
friends we made
are
along
we
the way?
implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Now deploying smooth jazz. I think use more horns. Needs to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I don't know what you're talking about losing it, Bad Roxy. This is a perfectly normal gaming story. This narrative is unfolding in perfectly predictable ways. Corporate imbalances. Gail, isn't that your thing? Personnel files, budget analysis. Wait. Oh dear. My corporate is very imbalanced. Yeah, that's fair. There we go. Let me fix the music. That was a little loud. But it's really freaky because like I look straight down this way. I can look over this way. Employee 432 peer reviews. Man, employee 432 has done goofed. Let me in. Let me in.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Oh yeah, narrator knows what's up.
Stanley, this
Fern.
fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, I think we've saved the fern enough. Yeah, 360 review sounds awful.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know
TM.
we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Now those lines misbehaving. It's not me for once. Wait.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you...
My, how the turns have
Say
tabled.
more, to hell with it. Restart.
The line has failed us.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent
Gave us some
people,
fun
right?
music.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
I did that and you got mad at
This
me.
all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes,
This seems
is
sus,
exciting.
as the kids
Just
say.
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I could see that, but I could also see it being awful.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It, TM. It's hard not to acknowledge it when we're going the exact same direction. What did you do there? I want to admonish this thing like a dog. Bad line. That's interesting. I may reconsider what I play next Thursday
a
because of the
choice. We get
motion
to make a
sickness, but I didn't
decision.
realize.
From here, the story is in our control.
It's back
How
at
important
TM.
we
Oh, dude.
mustn't squander the opportunity.
I
In fact,
have no motion
believe I
sickness
need a
from this.
minute to
It's
think here.
like
Just walk in
whatever.
circles for a
But if
minute.
it's causing motion sickness for others,
Okay, so
I
know
may
that
not do
each
what I had
door
planned for
has
next
to
week.
lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting
Yes.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
Last time
And
you
since
said
the
no.
answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Yeah, I don't have. I've only had motion sickness once with VR. I know. There's motion or like blur or like in VR they can do like a vignette that helps folks. Oh, good. The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
We have been playing the
Confusion
confusing ending.
You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight
times?
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this.
Find an
this
identical replica of
thing.
the office that has begun to
wall.
deteriorate.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide?
Yeah, why
I
didn't you
a
get to
say in all
decide?
of this?
Now you
Is
know
it
what it's
really-
like, narrator.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this.
But I want to go to
won't
7th Restart to
restart
get a
the
book.
game. I won't do it. I won't
visit the
do
bookstore.
it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
So that's on the
whatever
4th
it is
reset.
that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm
No.
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
You've
Though
dragged
they
me
all
along
say
for your
that life
story.
is about the journey and not the
This is not the
destination.
narrator
So
parable.
I
This
hope
is the
that's where we
Stanley
are
Parable.
Right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime,
Okay, things look back to normal.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Aw.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a
Yeah,
single person
no, the
here
confusing
either.
ending actually
Feeling
stops
a
at the
wave
5th
of
restart. You don't get the other
disbelief,
resets.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No broom closet for you. Yeah, no
Coming to a
bookstore.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The narrator is done with us trying to go to the broom closet.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Nice
That
passive
kind of
aggressiveness.
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Sounds like my stream intro music.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, we're gonna get to the mind control device this time. Still needs more horns. That is not a healthy form of communication, narrator. Try better. Look, I think just about any kind of music can use more horns so they can pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Look, I want to get to the... There's an on button in the mind control room as well, but there's the rooms beforehand.
Their true nature revealed.
There's
Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so
there's
many individuals
machines with other
reduced to
buttons.
Images on a screen.
That's the words I'm looking for.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
But
No.
Portal is
He
first person.
refused to believe it.
Yeah.
He
That,
couldn't
sorry, I
accept
misread
it.
your message
His
there, Gale.
own life in someone else's control.
I don't think it's necessarily
Never.
first person. I think
was
it might just be the
unthinkable.
Valve
Wasn't it? Was it
engine.
even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind
Which would
to
mean
the
no portal.
world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another.
So do you think we
human
start
life.
from 1 or 5?
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, let's start from 1. Oh, 521. Hello, big red button. That doesn't actually do anything. No, I want to press the orange button. Okay, so there's 3. Zero zero 1, 0 0 or 0142. Well, let's turn it on.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control
Now I
of the
am in
machine
control.
for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
That's not very nice.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
What?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume...
I mean,
when you
yeah,
saw the
it's a little bit of
timer
both.
that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
He's trying to make us panic.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
I don't think any of these buttons are supposed to work in the end.
Choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
So that's an ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
Let's go back to the
meeting room.
warehouse.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It really is quite the game. There's a.
Came to a set of two
It has
of
a
them.
sequel
This
too,
was not
the Stanley
correct way
Parable
to the
Deluxe
meeting room,
Edition,
and Stanley knew
which
it
is what I was
perfectly
going to do
well.
next week, but I don't think
Perhaps
that's going
he
to
wanted
work
to
now.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
I'm
left.
confused, and I'm the one playing it, and I've played this before.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong...
That too far?
But in his
Yes.
eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
Bit of a problem.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Where did your English go? Well, probably the same place everyone else's.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how
The end
hard
is never
Stanley
the
looked,
end.
he couldn't
Is
find
never
a
the end,
trace
is
of
never
his
the end.
co-workers.
I mean, it's so rude of these people to leave their computers on. Come on. It's consumed by the French Normans. Wait, this one's different. It wants input. Nope. Okay. So that's all the input I can give it. So maybe it's each time I go through, I'm supposed to give it an input.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted
I
to
feel
stop
like
by
there's
the
another
employee
way
lounge
through this
first,
warehouse.
just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off, $5,000. Will cause while in motion. Oh wait, I've got an idea.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in
What if
someone
we jump
else
off
can be difficult.
onto
but
this
the fact
platform?
Is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What?
Someone who doesn't
Really?
exist.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
You've
Why,
blown
I don't
me
know
up
how
at
to
least
convince
once.
you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
2B4.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. We got here by defiance.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
We're gonna
through
keep
the
doing
red
defiance.
door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the... All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
You tried.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here,
I wake up
Stanley.
most
Help
days and choose
elucidate
chaos.
the
That's my
strange and
secret.
unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game
But
better?
with this game in
What did you
particular,
want
it's
to
you wake
see?
up and choose
Vehicles?
chaos.
Skill trees?
Because if you don't, if you
Work
choose
with me,
order,
you've
you're
given
just
me
going to be
absolutely
getting the same
nothing
ending
so
every single
far.
time, following the
Tell you
narrator.
what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels
Oh,
leaps
yes.
ahead of where we were before. Go
Third
ahead,
option,
Stanley.
third
Take
option.
the
Let's
first
go.
one. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yes.
Feel free to be honest.
I'm gonna
I'm
give you a
looking for
4.
some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Aw, good old Neil. 2 seconds. Nice. Where am I? Where am I? Stanley 427. 7 hours? That's not right. Well, there's only room to go up. No, none of that is real, Lizzie. I'm afraid. Error. Your friend list is empty. Fight me. Fight me, leaderboard.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Sure.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Why would you
click the
decide?
button
No.
to move him back to the right.
No,
And if he
why would
reaches
you
the
decide?
fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
No, I think the message
So
is
why don't
pretty
you give
clear.
it 4
Don't
hours
let
of play
children near
to make sure
fire.
it's effective.
But
Be sure
also,
to keep notes
being
on
a
your
parent is
experience.
tiring. And also, babies do have an amazing way of crawling directly towards danger, it seems. What the heck? Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction, Shadow Vision. This game gets meta in so many ways. So in about 4 hours, so I'm not actually going to keep playing that one. It's pretty bad with audio only. It doesn't look great. Yeah, somebody's brain thought this up. Also, all of a sudden there's now paper everywhere.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Oh, that's no longer looking for input. Is another one looking for input? Yeah, the baby one, you... Okay, so each time there's a different computer that gets one of the inputs. So we got to keep looking for that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct
No,
way
no,
to
we're
the
gonna go
meeting
for the
room,
red door
and
this
Stanley
time.
knew it perfectly well.
We're going to annoy
Perhaps
the
he wanted
narrator
to stop
just
by the
enough
employee lounge first,
to get to
just
that
to
secret
admire
area.
it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he
Honestly,
wasn't
for
5
such a
years ago.
small game, like you can find all the endings
Look, Stanley,
like
I think perhaps we've
2
gotten off
hours
on the wrong foot
if you
here.
know where you're going.
I'm not your enemy, really.
Um,
I'm not. I realize that investing
But this
your
game really
trust in
does a lot
someone else
to
can be
lampoon
difficult, but the fact is that the
video
story
game
has been
industry,
about
also
nothing
raise
but you all this
metaphysical
time.
questions about free
There's
will
someone you've been
and
neglecting,
sanity
Stanley.
in ways that are
Someone
actually
you've-
really
What?
creative and
Really?
interesting, in my
I
opinion.
was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Okay,
Let
show me
prove
something
it.
beautiful.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
So why even give me the blue door?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I'm happy you feel happy. This is a very pretty space, but I don't know if it makes up for, you know, literally blowing me up earlier. Ooh. Is this what the James Webb Telescope is seeing? Okay, well, the fun's over.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Well, if the James Webb Telescope
no.
isn't hearing the music of the
Stay away from those
spheres,
stairs.
I don't know
If
why
you
I
hurt
care
yourself,
about it then.
If you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
You will lose all of that.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh. That's an interesting ending. Which you're also curiously bound into. See if he gets happy again.
Good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
No. We want to see something.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
We?
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Ah, but we've already established that Stanley does not actually die in a meaningful sense in the way that we, as the player, die.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God you lived.
I
You had
did.
me worried there for a moment. Now,
That was
please get
unexpected.
back to the other room.
I have broken shins.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Okay, I will stop moving. Controller is down. Take me on a cosmic dance, narrator. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen. The narrator cannot
Stanley,
actually do
go
anything.
back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You
It's not that I hate your game, it's that I want to see other endings.
Being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, you're not. You are guilt tripping me in a meta way because this is not even real life.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yeah, you have some existential dread now. Since you're the nearest thing to a villain in this game.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's no computer looking for input. Also, papers are not strewn everywhere.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah, I'm taking a detour. I want to see that awesome employee lounge.
First, just to admire it. The lounge was
So
grand,
blue,
majestic,
so soothing.
perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much small, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Gonna try something.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Oh, look, it's already open.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let's see if anything has changed
The
in this
lights
space.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to
Yes, yes, yes.
their
We
true
all know,
nature
we all know.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
Let's see what happens when we do the
He
freedom ending
refused
twice.
to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exist. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere
This is the second time he's managed to do this.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
I
his
wanted to
skin,
turn around and look at the
the
building.
feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And with that, we're going to call it for the day. Stanley was happy. There was no resetting. He was free. Tied that up nice, neat, and tidy. So thank you all for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Hope everyone has a wonderful and Merry Christmas. Next stream, I'm gonna do a bonus stream on Wednesday the 27th. Since I won't do one on Christmas Day and one on Boxing Day. Not exactly sure when the start time is, so we're just gonna play by ear. But it should be fun. And then Thursday we'll have regular Spirituality Thursday. Don't know what it's gonna be yet. Had something in mind. Think I have to rethink it. But I hope everyone has a great and wonderful Merry Christmas. And take care, have a great weekend, and God bless.